Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namami buddhaṃ gunasāgarantang santā sadā hontu sukhiya vera kāyo jigunjo sakalo dugandho gaccanti sabbe maranaṃ ahañca. Have any question about our practice? If you have any question, you can ask. Yes.
What are foods or feelings?
Yes, very good question. I discussed only the first one, the material food. The first one I talked about that relate to our physical body. The feelings, the nutriment of feeling means passa ahara. It means when we contact something through our eye, ear, nose, or any sense, in the first experience, we receive the very primary understanding. For an example, when we look at something, when we hear something, we get firstly only the very primary experience, that is neutral. That is neither pleasant nor unpleasant, that is neither wholesome nor unwholesome. The very first experience that we receive through our four senses are neutral. They arise and immediately cease. But after they cease, we don't know that they have already ceased. We come to the first experience with ignorance. We are in the corner of the feelings of contact. Then we live in the past experience. For an example, when someone has blamed you, when he comes here, what happens to you? If they are an enemy that who had done a lot of things for you previously, when he comes here, at that moment, what happens to you? Immediately your mind goes to the past experience. The previous sound, smell, or forms, everything come to your mind. It means you are in the past experience. Even though it has already passed away, ceased, but still we are in the past experience with the contact and feeling, based on ignorance. We take it as a food. We depend on the past experience, based on ignorance. That is the food of contact. It says passahara. Passahara and feelings are together. Wherever passa or contact, they are feelings. They are together. Because of contact, feelings arise. Feelings we can see many places. Actually, when we do some meditation, practicing mindfulness and wisdom, there also we have feelings. Feelings we can see many places. Don't misunderstand about the feelings. In the primary experience, we have feelings. Their feelings are neutral. After they cease, again we take them as they are here. That feeling consists with ignorance. Avidya paccaya sankhara, sankhara paccaya viññānaṃ, viññāna paccaya nāmarūpaṃ, nāmarūpa paccaya salayatana, salayatana paccaya passo, passa paccaya uvedana. Because of contact, feelings arise based on ignorance. That belongs to the origin of suffering. That should be overcome. that feeling based on ignorance. That feeling belongs to the origin of suffering. Again, we can see in the Nirodha Satya, if a person has come to the enlightenment, when he recognizes something, when Arahant person recognizes someone, he also has the feelings. That feelings are neutral. They can recognize something. Whenever our mind arises, there we can say Phassa, Vedana, Sanya, Chetana, Manasikara there. No matter they are wholesome or unwholesome, wherever our mind or consciousness arises, these five things together. But they are Phassa, contact, Vedana, feelings, Sanya, perception, Chetana, mental formations, Manasikara, or reminding. These five things are together whenever consciousness arises. The enlightened person's feelings are not unwholesome. They are wholesome and they are neutral. And also, when we practice insight meditation as the path, the Noble Eightfold Path, when we practice samatha, sati, and vipassana, when we practice mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom, there also we can see feelings. That feelings consist with wisdom and mindfulness. Their feelings should be developed. Especially when we see these five things. That is a very good question, but it has a deep meaning. Because of your question, I have to explain it. These five things, the five aggregates. Wherever we see these five things, the words are same, but according to the context, the meanings are different completely. What they are: Rupa, form; Vedana, feelings; Sanya, perception; Sankhara, mental formations; and Vijnana, consciousness. These five things can be seen in 4 stages, 4 levels. As Dukkha Satya, the noble truth of suffering; as Samudaya Satya, as the origin of suffering; as Nirodha Satya, as the cessation of suffering; and Magga Satya, as the path that leads to getting rid of suffering. For an example, when you ask Bhante, what is Vijnana? What is consciousness? Sometimes Buddha says the consciousness is very pure. There says, Pakati Parisuddhamidang Vijnanam. Consciousness is very pure. Again Buddha says, Mayupamancha Vijnanam. Vijnana or consciousness like a mirage. Sometimes Buddhism says Vijnana or consciousness consists with Panya or wisdom. According to the discourse of Chula Vedala Sutta, explained by the Ayya Dhammadinna. There she explains, she was an Arahant, Ayya Dhammadinna. She explains that whenever we have wisdom, there we can see consciousness too. Wherever there is ignorance, there also we can see consciousness. Wherever Vijnana with the right understanding, their consciousness is wholesome. Wherever Vijnana with ignorance, that is unwholesome. Wherever we see the enlightenment or arahantship, there also we can see consciousness. That consciousness consists with wisdom. And also when we practice Magga Satya or the Noble Eightfold Path, when we practice mindfulness and wisdom, there also we have feelings of contact. There also we can see sanya of perception. Those feelings and perceptions are wholesome. They should be developed. These words are same. Rupa, form, Vedana, feelings, sanya, perception, sankara, mental formations, and vijnana, consciousness. These 5 words should be explained according to the environment, according to the context. Without context, we can't explain these words. When someone asks question, Bhante, what is consciousness? I should ask, which consciousness that you ask me? Where it is in the primary level experience vijnana, or as the result of our previous experience, and you ask me the consciousness which comes in Patisampada, Namarupa Paccaya Vijnanam, based on ignorance, and you ask me the consciousness with wisdom, the Arhantas Vijnana, or you ask me the Vijnana where is in the Noble Eightfold Path. These 5 things can be seen in the Dukkha Satya, in the Samudaya Satya, Nirodha Satya, and even Magga Satya. In these 4 places, we can see these 5 things. Therefore, when we explain these words, we should be very careful. For an example, sometimes Dhamma explains the sanya of perception is neutral. Sometimes sanya is unwholesome. In the Patisampada sanya, it is unwholesome. It should be overcome. And also even Arhantas has sanya of perception. That panya consists with wisdom. And also in the Magga Satya, the path of that leads to getting rid of suffering. Also we can see sanya. That sanya we recite in the Girimananda Sutta, Dasa Sanya. Anicca Sanya, Anatta Sanya, Asubha Sanya, Adina Sanya, Pahana Sanya, Viraga Sanya, Nirodha Sanya, Sabbaloki Anibirata Sanya, Sabba Sankharesu Anicca Sanya, and Anapanasati. Those perceptions should be developed as Samatha and Vipassana. Anicca Sanya, Anatta Sanya, Viraga Sanya, Nirodha Sanya, Sabbaloki Anibirata Sanya, Sabba Sankharesu Anicca Sanya, they belong to Vipassana Bhavana. And Asubha Sanya, Anapanasati, they belong to Samatha Bhavana. Girimananda Sutta in 10 perceptions completely explained Samatha and Vipassana. Atti bhikkhave dhamma abhinya bhave tabba. There are some facts that should be cultivated by supramundane understanding, knowledge, which are samathoja vipassanaja. With our spiritual mind, with our wholesome mind, we should develop concentration and wisdom, samathoja vipassanaja. There also we can see feelings. That feelings should be cultivated, developed. Therefore, again and again, when we listen to Dhamma, we can cleanse our understanding and we can develop our understanding. But very important thing, when we listen to Dhamma, there also we meditate. We develop our mind. Not only you develop your mind when you are closing your eyes and meditating, but even when you listening to Dhamma mindfully and wisely, there also you develop your mindfulness and wisdom. There also you practice Dhamma. There also you purify your mind. That is also a place where you liberate from suffering. The very important thing, always we should be mindful in the present moment. Not only that, we should be aware of our consciousness. That is Chittanupassana, the contemplation of our consciousness or mind. It is explained, we should understand Samohang va chittang, samohang chittanti pajanati. Vitamohan va chittang, vitamohan chittanti pajanati. Whether my mind is ignorant or not ignorant. And Saragang va chittang, saragang chittanti pajanati. Vitaragang va chittang, vitaragang chittanti pajanati. Whether my mind is lustful or not lustful. Sadosang va chittang, sadosang chittanti pajanati. Whether my mind is angry or not angry. This is the wise reflection. This is wise consideration. This is the way how we really practice mindfulness and wisdom. Finally, we have to understand whether I am liberated from suffering or not. Whether I have liberated from suffering or not. How do we know it? Whenever our mind depends on the outside material world or persons, it means we are ignorant. That understanding based on ignorance. We consist with suffering. We have not liberated from suffering. As soon as we remember something, we see something, we hear something, we smell something, we taste something. If we are aware of that, now that form has already ceased. I am reading my own mind. When I read my own mind, the first experience, the form has already ceased. I am dealing with only my mind consciousness, mental formations. Those mental formations are also impermanent. They arise and cease at the moment. Then we don't depend on outside material world. We don't depend on outside. We depend on insight. Insight means insight meditation. Vipassana bhavana. Whenever we depend on outside material world, we are dealing with ignorance. Whenever we are looking at insight, reflecting on the cessation of the material world, if we look at insight, if we focus on insight, it means we have liberated from the outside world and we are practicing insight meditation. Looking at insight is the practicing insight meditation, practicing Vipassana Bhavana. Any other question?
How can I cultivate this in daily life even further, especially mindfulness? Because when I proceed with my job or proceed with daily things, I forget to be mindful.
Yes, when we practice Dhamma, especially when we know the path, if we have vision through listening to Dhamma, if we have cultivated our vision correctly, then we find we have to practice three things, three disciplines: Sila, virtue; Samadhi, concentration; and wisdom, reflecting on impermanence. These are the three things that we have to practice. Before we come to that, we can practice generosity too. When we share something with other people, that belongs to generosity. Wherever we can keep our mind pure and calm, it means we are in the Dhamma. We are away from suffering. The very main thing is taking care of our mind. You know very well, whenever our mind is polluted with craving, anger and delusion, we are suffering. Whenever we have purified our mind from craving, anger and delusion, we are happy. We should understand whether I am happy or unhappy. Whenever our mind is polluted, we are suffering. Whenever we have purified our mind, we are happy. Happiness follows us. This is the main point that we should focus on. Always we should reflect on whether I am happy or unhappy. Whenever our mind is polluted, wicked, with negative thoughts, then we are unhappy. Whenever our mind is pure and calm, we are happy. This is the very first thing that we should understand. For that, we should have yoniso manasikara, which is wise consideration or wise reflection. When we associate with the good friends and listening to Dhamma, we immediately come to this understanding. When we know the Dhamma, we always have yoniso manasikara, wise consideration, wise reflection. Buddha says yoniso manasikara is very, very important. Yoniso manasikara or wise consideration decide whether we are happy or unhappy. That is the very first thing that we should have. The second one, we should maintain our happiness. For that, we have to practice sila, discipline in our speech and behavior, and samatha. Samatha, in short, means keeping our attention in the present moment, practicing mindfulness. Living in the present moment. It means when we do something, we do mindful. Sometimes lust come to our mind. Anger come to our mind. Don't worry. Still we have defilements. We have not arahantas. Anytime anger, jealousy, lust, ignorance may come to our mind. It is okay. As soon as lust come to our mind, if we understand, now my mind has lust, don't worry. We are in practice. Many people, they don't know. Even though they have lust, they don't know even they have lust. But we, who are wise, who are mindful, immediately know that when lust come to our mind, we immediately understand, just now, lust came to my mind. Now I understand it. Now it is no more. When anger or lust come to your mind, if you understand it, don't worry. You are in the practice. What is the practice? Chitte chittanupasse viharati. The contemplation of consciousness. Saragang va chittan saragang chittanti pajanati. Vitaragang va chittan vitaragang chittanti pajanati. When mind is lustful, we immediately understand, now my mind has lust. Sadosang va chittan sadosang chittanti pajanati. When mind is angry, we immediately understand, now my mind has anger. It means lust or anger is unable to live more. They can't live alone when we recognize it. When a robber comes to your house, when you understand him, when you recognize him, immediately he goes away. Another way, when you are angry, I ask my friend, are you angry now? Then immediately you say, no, I am not angry. Even though you have angry, immediately anger disappears. When we recognize it, when we recognize our anger or lust, immediately those negative feelings go away. It means we are in practice. Still we are practicing. That is why we come to these monasteries. Still we are practicing. That is why we, as monks and monastics, we practice Dhamma. We are not enlightened persons. Still we are on the path. We are practicing Dhamma. Anytime negative thoughts come to our mind, they may come to our mind, but when we recognize it, they can't live more. They go away. Therefore, when we spend our regular life, day-to-day life, when we go to workplace, as much as we practice generosity, and also especially, mostly, we are suffering because of anger. Therefore, in our day-to-day life, we should try to practice Metta Bhavana. Metta Bhavana is foundation of our spiritual life. As much as you can practice, may all beings be well, happy and peaceful. Again and again you think it. The more you practice loving kindness meditation, Metta Bhavana, the more you overcome anger or lust. The more you overcome anger, the more you are happier. Not only that, when we practice Metta Bhavana, we are able to reduce some negative results of our previous bad karmas, evil karmas. We should give the priority to practice Metta Bhavana. While we are practicing Metta Bhavana, we can do everything mindfully. When we do something mindfully, no matter you do meritorious deeds or any other things in your day-to-day life or in your job, when you do a research, you do everything mindfully at the present moment. Then you enjoy with the things that you are doing here. When you drive, you enjoy driving. When you walk for exercise, you do mindfully, experiencing the present environment. When you are at home, you are mindful with your parents, with your relatives, with your pets. Then you are mindful at the moment. You enjoy your valuable life. The main thing is when we live in the present moment, we enjoy our life that we receive with our good karmas. And the very important thing, in one side, we practice generosity. On the other side, we practice loving kindness, meditation, and mostly we live in the present moment. Living in the present moment means the way how we live happily. We enjoy with what we are doing at the moment. Then we always do the correct things. Even though we work, even though we do our jobs, we select a very righteous job. When we are in the Dhamma, we always select a good job. No matter it is very good salary or lower salary. We give the priority to our mental development, our inner peace. Having that intention, we are always mindful with the things that we are doing at the present moment. When we do these things, we enjoy our life. We are happy by living. Every moment is a happy moment. And also, if we like to live happily and if we like to improve our happiness, we improve our spiritual happiness. For that, we practice, we apply insight meditation. While we are dealing with the people and things in this world, we reflect on impermanence. We try to live wisely with wisdom. When we associate with the material world or persons, we immediately understand, even though I recognize these persons and things, I understand everything through my mind consciousness. At that moment, the world is empty. Whenever I recognize the world, external world, the world is empty. I recognize everything through my mind consciousness. That mind consciousness also arises at the moment with the conditions. It falls away at the present moment when causes cease. This is the way how we practice Dhamma. And also, from the beginning to end, we have maintained four things. associating with the good friends, listening to Dhamma, wise consideration, and practice. Practice in short means mindfulness. And also, very important thing, the more we practice Dhamma, the more we are happier. The more we are happier, the more we have inner motivation. The more we have inner motivation, the more we practice Dhamma. The more we practice Dhamma, the more we purify our mind. The more we purify our mind, the more we are happier. The more we are happier, again we come to the more we are again motivated. Any question? Yes.
You just said that when we look at the external world and if we practice mindfulness, then we see that the world is empty. And I noticed that when I think about this, because you said it many times also yesterday, I sometimes find it really hard to accept that and not be angry at the world, because I see the world is so violent and I see a lot of wars happening and I see friends around me experiencing a lot of violence. And then I get really angry and really sad. And I find it a bit difficult to connect this sometimes with what I experience outside and what I experience here. And maybe you could say something to that?
Yes, very good question. I appreciate your question. When we live in the world, we have to face many problems. Sometimes something there are in the world we can't control actually. The very first thing is our inner peace. That is the very first step that we can do. We can cover the entire earth when we walk, but we can cover our feet, our legs. Then wherever we go, we have safety. Like that, forever there are problems in this world. Violence, wars, drugs, fightings, some diseases, some weather problems, everywhere, all the time we can see these problems in this world. Not only just now, but even more than 10,000 years ago, there were problems in this world. That is the nature of the world. Even though we fight with the world for 100 years, we are unable to solve all the problems. But we can do the thing. The very first thing is we should take care of our mind. That is the first thing. When we come to the Dhamma, we immediately come to practice, which is loving kindness meditation. We contemplate on thus, may all beings be well, happy and peaceful. Then we have inner peace in our mind. When we have inner peace, we see the world kindly and with compassion. If a person is good, he is happy. If a person is fighting with others, is he happy? No, they are unhappy, they are worrying, they are suffering. If someone is suffering, do we need to get angry with him? No, we should pay our compassion for them. If a mom is here, if our mom has 5 children, among them 4 children are well educated, they have good jobs, they are professors. Mom doesn't care of those 4 children. But she has another child who has no education, who is fighting with others, who use some drugs, who frequently go to prisons. Then what does this lady do? She always takes care of that child. When that boy goes to prison, that mother also goes there. But our mom doesn't go to see the other children who are well educated, but that mom always goes to the prison to see her son. Why? She knows very well my son who is in the prison is suffering. She always takes care of that person. We also like that. When there are good people in the world, we are okay with them. We don't take care of them. But if there are people who are fighting, who have some problems, who kill other people, actually our compassion is there. We bless them not to hurt anyone. Be peaceful. We pray for them. What is the reason? Firstly, we have purified our mind. We have taken care of our minds. The very first thing is protecting our own mind. When we are going to correct the world, if we have polluted our minds, we are unhappy. Everything that we do are useless. Therefore, being healthy mentally, purifying our mind is the main thing. Then we can help the world. Having an angry mind, we can't help others. Only other thing, those things belong to the conventional truth. Fighting, wars, drugs, peace, everything belongs to the conventional truth. What is the conventional truth? Before we experience something, there was something here. After we experience something, that thing remains in the world. That is the nature of the conventional truth. But here, now we are discussing not the conventional truth. We are discussing here the ultimate truth, which directly helps us to overcome suffering completely. It doesn't mean that we don't care the conventional truth. Actually, we live in the conventional truth in our day-to-day life. While we are living in the conventional truth with wars, other fightings, peace, weddings, having these all things in the primary level, in the mundane level, physically. As the persons who know the Dhamma, mentally we live in the higher level of mundane level, which is the four sublime states, and also we live in the highest level, in the supramundane level, practicing mindfulness and wisdom. In the mundane level, the highest position is that we should live living with four sublime states, metta, karuna, mudita, upekka. Loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. These are the four sublime states that we can live in the higher realm, in the mundane level, see in the world and help in the world. Not we just see the world, we help the world. We always are ready to help other people who are suffering with fighting, drugs, with anything, diseases, weather problems. We always try to help them. We always bless them to overcome their some problems and difficulties. And we always live in the highest position, like gods or divine beings. Even though physically we are in the human realm, in the lower realm, dealing with other people physically, mentally we are in the higher position, practicing four sublime states. It means we are mentally healthy. We are mentally powerful. That powerful mind can help the world. If not, we can't help them. Always we should be strong with our spirituality. If not, even though we have intention, we can't help the world. Therefore, very first thing is, we should be strong with our spiritual life. For that, we have to practice the four sublime states, Brahma Vihara, again and again, purifying our mind, reducing five hindrances, having sometimes jhanas, if we can come to the higher position in the mundane level, purifying our mind, developing our spirituality, then we can help other people. And also, we are not suffering. Sometimes when the world is suffering, we are also suffering. Even though we are suffering, we can't help them. Although we are suffering, we can't help them. Since we have no happiness, we have no spiritual development. By listening to Dhamma, by practicing Dhamma, first of all, we should create a very strong spiritual mind that no one or nothing can disturb it. That is very essential. That is the very first thing. Having this spiritual and powerful mind, we can do more service to the world than we do just now. Okay? Any other question?
Maybe I have a question very similar to this question, the last question that came up. So, when this simile with the mother and with when this mother has the one child who is always in trouble and she's always caring about this one child. How would it be possible for this mother not to go down? As to say, like when a mother cares for that child, she will also
Suffering.
they will also go to prison. How can that mother make sure that they not go to prison? That they are still caring for the child, but also not?
No, actually that is an example.
Yes.
We use it as an example. Sometimes mother can go to the prison, but mentally she is ready to go there.
Yeah.
We also like that. When we see the world like that example, mom see the world, physically we go to take care of them, but mentally we are ready to help them. If we have a chance, anytime, we are ready to take care of them. We are ready to save them. We are ready to protect them. It is a mental situation. Especially we take it, the example, as an example. But not just example, but it means already we look at the world kindly. One day I explained that example to our bhikkhunis too. There was a monastery, I think Zen monastery, it maybe belongs to the Buddhism. That monastery, there were many students there. There was a master. And there were good students there. One of them was very naughty. He always quarreled with other students. Other good students, they came to the master and asked, "Dear master, this boy is not good. Always he quarreled with us. He disturbs us. Please remove that person from this monastery." But that master didn't care it. Again and again those good students came to the master, said the same thing, asked the same thing. Finally, those good students said that, "My master, if you don't remove this person who is very naughty from this monastery, we will leave you. We can't live here." Then what did the master say? Master says, "My students, you are so good people. You can live anywhere now. You can go to anywhere. Now you are perfect. You are good students. You can live with anyone in the world. Please go anywhere you like. But this person is not ready to live yet. I should be with him. I will live with him. Please you go all, anywhere you like. This person is helpless. Therefore, I furthermore should be him." That is the answer. We mostly find the good people in the world. Actually, that is not our skill. Our skill is that if we can live with the naughty people, bad people in this world. It doesn't mean that we should be suffering or we should come to their position. Having this strong mind, spiritual mind, living in the higher position, we should have an ability to associate with them too. That is our skill. That is the place where we can pay our compassion. That is the place where we can show our spiritual skills. Like that mom always sees her children who have some needs. When we practice Dhamma, we also like that. We help others generally, but we especially focus on who have more needs. If there are disabled persons, disabled children in this world, they have more facilities in their education, in anywhere. They have more facilities. They have, disabled science, disabled footpath, many things they have for the disabled person. The wise people in the world, they don't neglect the disabled persons. Disabled persons are given more facilities in the world. If there are misbehavior persons in this world, they should have more facilities here. They should need more compassion from the world. When we practice Dhamma, our perception, our thinking pattern, our perspective also gradually changes into the correct way. Yes?
When I am in meditation, I can let go of persons that I met, but when I go out of meditation, then I find it difficult to let some people go because they come back into my memory, but I would like to let them go completely. And I'm wondering if it's useful if I send them blessings with my thoughts, so that then maybe I can let them go for 1 week, that I don't have them in my thoughts for maybe 1 week or longer. But for me, it's annoying me that people come back into my mind every day.
Actually, according to conventional truth, when we are physically with our friends and relatives, we are with them. Physically, when we are away from them, we are separate or we are away from them. That belongs to the conventional truth. But when we go to the ultimate truth, even though our relatives and friends are far away, whenever you think about them, you are with them. Whenever you think about your relatives and friends, they are in your world at that moment. Sometimes when our parents are living with us physically, they live with us very few time per day. But after they passed away, physically they are no more with us, but mentally still they are in our minds more than they lived. Therefore, when you are together with your relatives and friends, please help them. Please practice generosity. Please laugh with them. Please help them. When you are with your close relatives and friends, actually we keep away our devices such as cell phone, laptops and other things. We are with them. We help them. When we are away from them, we have good memories, but already we have helped them. Then we are happy with them. Even though physically they are away from us, we have good memories in our mind that we have already helped them. Yes?
Yeah, even when the memories are good, I still want to let go of the good memories.
The thing is, if you can completely reflect on impermanence, inside meditation, you don't need to good memories. You have already overcome suffering. You are fully enlightened. You are, fully in the highest level. If you can practice and maintain your mind in the highest position, mindfulness and wisdom, you don't need any memories. Until we come to this highest position of our spirituality, we should have good memories, dealing with others, doing good activities. That is why when we are with our friends and relatives, we should help them, we should respect them, we should take care of them. When you are here, you talk with others friendly. If you help this place, if you clean everywhere, if you help to prepare some food, even though you live here, your memories are very pleasant, beautiful memories. When you are here, if you always think that this person is not good, I don't like this person, I don't see this person, I don't do this thing, then, after we live here, we have no good memories. For good memories, when you are here in the present moment, we should speak with others, we should help others, we should do other things, we should try to come to here earlier. Those are the good memories in our life. For that especially, we have to practice the four sublime states. More practice in four sublime states, more good memories that we have in our life. If we practice more things in the sublime states, Brahma Vihara, the more good experiences, good memories we have. As human beings in this world, we live in the short period. Today we have get together. If we go away from here, sometimes never we meet someone. This may be the first meeting and the last meeting. Until we attain enlightenment, sometimes we may not meet anyone. Therefore, when we meet a person, please share your good memories with them. Please help others. Please practice generosity, loving kindness. Please maintain your good habits, good discipline when you associate with others. Everyone should be respected. Even your hair. For this single hair, you have done a lot of merits for eons in your previous lives. You believe it? When your hair falls down from your head, sometimes you don't care it, you neglect it. But when we think it, for this one single hair, we have done a lot of merits in our previous lives. If not, sometimes we may have a wing of bird, the other thing of animal we would have to have. We have these things, even our physical body, because of many good karmas. Therefore, everything that we receive is very valuable. Not only our things, we should respect others' physical body, others' activities, not only their living body, but even their dead body. We should respect it. Not only human beings, even some animals, we should respect them. Even we see their dead bodies, we should respect it. For this body, they have done a lot of actions, a lot of karmas for receiving that body. For many eons in their sansaric journey, they have done a lot of karma energy for that physical body. Therefore, when we meet people, not only people but even animals, when we see, we should help them, we should respect them, we should take care of them, we should pay our attention to them. That is very important. The more we respect others, the more we are respected by others. The less we respect others, the less we are respected. Any question? Any other question? When we listen to Dhamma, we should understand how we maintain our attitude or our mind. According to the worldly condition, the highest way that we can keep our mind is that, keeping our mind in the four sublime states, Brahma Vihara. If we keep our minds in the Brahma Viharas, it means we do all the good deeds in our life automatically. We don't need to worry about anything. When we maintain these four qualities, metta, karuna, mudita, upekha, automatically our actions are correct. Our activities are wholesome because of our pure mind. If we do something with a pure mind, happiness follows us. We don't invite for happiness. Happiness automatically follows us whenever we keep our mind pure and calm, especially with four sublime states. We have generated happiness by ourselves. We don't need to beg happiness from the outside world. The generator is here. The origin is here. The origin of happiness is here. We don't need to beg happiness from the outside world, since we have already created the generator here for happiness. On the other side, in the supramundane level, we have to practice mindfulness and mindfulness meditation. Mindfulness based on conventional truth, or practicing samatha bhavana or concentration meditation. As the result of practicing concentration meditation, we are able to live without hindrances, nivarana, pancha nivarana. When we overcome pancha nivarana, we are like beings who are Brahmas in the Brahma realm. Not only that, we always reflect on impermanence. As a result of practicing impermanence, we practice insight meditation, then we can overcome a lot of sufferings in this world, since already we have taken care of our own mind from ignorance. Then mentally we are very rich. It means we are always living with the Dhamma. Whenever we are with the Dhamma, we have a real refuge that nobody can disturb. If we have made a refuge within us by using Dhamma, nobody or nothing can disturb our peace of mind. It has a gradual path. Gradually, little by little, with the understanding of the Dhamma, we should practice Dhamma. For that, we should continuously go forward in our whole day, in our three activities: verbal activities, physical activities, mental activities. In our four forces: sitting, standing, walking, lying down. In these four forces, in our three activities, from morning to evening, even in every breath in and out, we should be with the Dhamma. It means we are with the mindfulness. Whenever we are with the Dhamma, we are with the mindfulness. When we are with the mindfulness, we are happy, since we are overcoming suffering. We are overcoming the samsaric circle which is based on ignorance. Whenever we live based on ignorance, it means we are in the samsaric circle. It consists with all the problems such as decay, death, illness, sorrow, lamentation. Whenever we live with mindfulness and wisdom, we are away from ignorance. It means we are away from all the sufferings. We are listening to a lot. Therefore, now let's reflect it. Relax your body, please. Be aware of your body posture that you are sitting here. Please keep your attention around the nose or upper lip in the present moment. Okay, please live in the present moment few minutes, and you can practice any meditation technique you are interested in. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dukkham pantāca nirdukkhaṃ, bhayam pantāca nirbhayam, sokam pantāca nissokam, hontu sabbe pipānino. May all beings be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana, enlightenment.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.